Sci Fi Visions. Here we go. Hey, welcome to Sci Fi Visions. We are going to be talking about a lot of things this week in the entertainment industry as far as science fiction, fantasy, and horror. We're going to talk WandaVision, Alien Resident, Wonder Woman, some things that Marvel talked about, an interesting film called The Chariot being filmed here in Arkansas, some Lord of the Rings, D&D, and even something coming out on Disney Plus, which has got everybody excited. We have a new host joining us this week, and Michael's going to be with us again. So, Michael, if you'll come on board.
What's up?
There he is. Yay. Money Mike is with us right now. And let's go ahead and bring Christopher on. Christopher's going to be our new host with us here. Chris, how's it going, man?
It's going. How y'all?
Doing good. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, I'm alive. Survived another week of work.
Well, you look like Don Vito still. You gotta take care of that. Grow that beard back out, man.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
All right. So, to get things started, WandaVision, man. That's the big thing that I watched today, the newest episode. I'm going to try not to put a lot of spoilers out there, but you do have the video for that?
I absolutely do. This is from Marvel Studios on YouTube.
We now have first-person intel from inside the Westview anomaly.
What are we looking at here? Is it an alternate reality, time travel?
It's a sitcom.
Starring two Avengers?
It's a working theory. Life moves fast out in the suburbs.
I think something's wrong here.
Should we just take it from the top?
Wanda.
I don't know how any of this started.
What is outside of Westview?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. It's probably just a case of the Mondays. Am I right?
Okay. So,
Yes.
I remember we talked about this probably on our last episode before we took our little hiatus there. The first thing that strikes me is it reminds me a lot of Truman Show, the movie, where they followed Jim Carrey around.
Right.
It reminds me a lot of that. It's really cool. So essentially, if I'm understanding correctly, they live in like a sitcom world, and now the real world is kind of impeding into that. Am I correct on that?
I mean, from what you just saw, how you just described that, I would say go with that, okay? Because they're not giving a lot of answers yet. This last episode that came up today, a lot of things were revealed, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but the pacing of the show for me was a little fast. My wife said that it was actually perfect for her. She likes how they revealed the things that came on, and I love the show. I think it's fascinating. I love the mystery of it. I don't know quite what's going on. I mean, here's Wanda and Vision in like a Dick Van Dyke type scenario, and then it's like, I Love Lucy. Then it's like, the Brady Bunch, and they're going through this progression, and what's really going on. And the radio is talking to her, and this one lady comes in and mentions Ultron. You're just like, whoa, okay, so is this an alternate reality? What's going on? It's great, and of course, all the actors that are in the show are amazing, and Yeah, I mean, I love it. It ties in with the Marvel Universe perfectly. Yes.
Go
I
ahead, Chris.
admit I didn't like the first 2 episodes. It was really slow to me.
Okay.
But after that third episode and going forward, I've absolutely loved it.
So
Have you
is
seen any of
one.
it, Michael?
I have not seen any of it yet. I intend to. This is one that I have on my list to definitely sit down and watch. Now, is this actually based upon a comic, or is this just a show that has become a show because Disney Plus needed content?
So this is the concept for the idea is roughly based on several versions of several comics that happen in the Marvel Universe, several different storylines. And
Because I was about to say, I know
don't
Duck was very familiar with Wanda as a character.
Yeah, I mean, Wanda Maximoff is the daughter of Magneto from, the X-Men universe. And, well, I mean, still part of the Marvel universe. And her brother, who was Quicksilver, he died fighting Ultron. So that doesn't happen in the comics. So I don't know if he would ever make a comeback. I mean, in comic books, everybody comes back, so I don't really know. But Wanda is a very important part to the Marvel universe outside of the cinematic universe. And she's one of the most powerful mutants in that universe. That a lot of people are like, oh, Scarlet Witch, she has all this magic. No, she's a mutant. She's the daughter of Magneto. So he's an alpha, or no, he's an omega level mutant. So is she. There are things that we haven't even, got to that she can do that are in the comics that she hasn't done on the show yet. So I'm hoping to see that. This show, WandaVision, gives you kind of an idea of what that could be. Definitely.
Well, and the weird thing about it, this wasn't the original trailer that I played a few weeks ago on Sci Fi Visions. The weird thing about it was this trailer gave it a little bit of a different feel because when I watched the initial trailer, I thought, okay, Wanda's created this world. And it's a lot like a 50s sitcom. And, now something's happened and, her world is being shattered that she's created. So it's a little bit of a different feel now for me to watch this, but it may be a mixture of both theories that I have running.
Sorry, I was reading something.
How dare you text and host?
No, I was trying to look it up. Sorry. So WandaVision in itself, this episode, man, there were so many little things that they revealed. They did bring a character from the first two Thor movies into this episode. Yeah, so if you're familiar with Thor and Thor the Dark World, there was a character from his part of the Marvel Universe that was introduced, which was really interesting. And you get to see more of SWORD, which is another government agency that's like S.H.I.E.L.D. So you have SWORD and S.H.I.E.L.D., a lot of people didn't know about that.
Okay.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny, too, the way the agents act and everything, kind of like Agent Coulson from, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the television series. So there's a lot of funny little moments like that I really enjoyed as well, too. So, but with that being said, you guys have anything else about WandaVision? Okay.
Looks pretty good. I should have at least watched the first episode by next week.
Yes, you should. Now the next thing is Sci-Fi's Alien Resident. This looks amazing. And you have a video for this one, right?
I absolutely do. It's from IGN.
All right.
Excuse me, sir. You Dr. Harry Vanderspiegel?
What can I help you with?
We had ourselves a murder in town last night. You're a doctor. We need you to come down and take a look at the body. Doctor.
This is awesome. A good mystery, figuring out what happened. Like Law and Order. Kung kung.
All right, look, that's one creepy sumbitch. Y'all see that, right?
I have to prove I fit in, that I'm normal like them.
What the hell?
There's something wrong with that man.
Who even are you, Harry Vanderspiegel?
just a normal human.
This town looks like a slice of Americana, but trust me, it has an underbelly.
My son told me you're an alien.
Well, you don't have anything to worry about. I'm not an alien. Thank you for coming over.
There is a killer out there.
I can help. I'm a good doctor. I'm never wrong.
We strongly believe the body washed up on the beach.
How do you know that?
Because I can feel it in my balls.
Well, and I checked the currents. So the currents and the sheriff's balls.
Everybody's innocent until proven guilty, unless they're guilty.
One of the people here is the murderer. Kung Kung.
So intense. I like it. Not for everybody.
Okay, I need to go and stop what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Go watch that fucking immediately.
I'm going to have to find it myself.
That actually looks so good. It reminds me of Starman. It reminds me of Third Rock from the Sun.
Right. It's been the concept has been done so many times, but this is more of a modern. You know what it also reminded me a little bit of? Have you seen The Good Doctor?
Yeah. The Good Doctor, Northern Exposure. It looked like Northern Exposure. Yeah, man, that looks really good. And in fact, you know, we were just talking about WandaVision, which has Paul Bettany, and this has Alan Tudyk. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but they starred together in one of my favorite films from 2001 called A Knight's Tale. And of course, Tudyk was in Serenity.
Yeah.
Which Firefly, yeah, one of the greatest sci-fi series ever created, canceled by Fox. You know, they always cancel everything good unless it says the XFiles in the title. Yeah. So,
well, I mean, they did cancel Family Guy.
Right. In fact, did you guys watch the reboot of the XFiles at all?
I didn't even waste my time.
Like, I caught part of the first episode, and as soon as David Duchovny started talking like Mulder, I was just like, because, you know, he's got that monotone voice. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Yeah.
Is it still on? Is the reboot still on?
I mean, they did one season. So
so they're done? Got you.
Yeah, I don't know that they're going to do any more. You know, when the movie was such a disappointment, the first X-Files movie, they kind of petered out on everything.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, X-Files really had its time in the 90s. And now it's like, kind of
beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
They're trying to remake and reboot.
We were just talking about that before we came on the air, how much nostalgia BS they're coming out with.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, yeah, when you look at Hollywood, they try to bring back, you know, Dukes of Hazzard, Starsky and Hutch, 21 Jump Street, you know, all the
Miami Vice, I think, at a point.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
And they made a lot of those comedies instead of actually dramas, which was kind of weird. The Miami Vice was a drama, but I didn't even bother seeing it because
I saw it. It was decent, as long as you don't look at the characters as Crockett and Tubbs.
Okay. You forgot one. You forgot one when you were talking about Resident Alien, by the way. Mork and Mindy, bruh. How did you forget Mork and Mindy?
You're right. Yeah, it does have that feel to it, Mork and Mindy. And, man, how do you know about that? You're a millennial.
Bro, Robin Williams. That's it.
Right? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah,
all right.
But the cop on that show just made it for me the first time he spoke. Oh, so you're a doctor, huh? Like, right. I was done right there. I was like, damn, I love this cop.
Yes, and sorry. Yeah, I definitely want to see this. But Sci-Fi has a bad habit, just like Fox does, of ending a series way before its time. One of the few exceptions to that was that Jim Henson series that they did called Farscape.
Oh, I love Farscape.
That was a great series, and it even had a couple movies made.
Really?
Yeah. See, Michael's not a geek. He doesn't do.
I was
sci-fi.
talking to him about that beforehand.
Yeah, And that,
My
it's
thing
kind of fun.
is,
We get to educate him about these things. You know, like we grew up with Star Trek and Space 1999 and all that stuff. And Michael's just kind of sitting there sometimes like,
so my thing is with sci-fi though, a lot of the shit I've ever seen on there is just hokey. This actually looks entertaining. Like this is hokey to poke fun at it. You
It's
know,
not
it's
tornado
hilarious.
shark quality.
right.
Right.
And I mean, we have a lot of great sci-fi that's out there. I mean, it is its own genre, and
Right.
for good reason. And then when you mix some of those, you know, with sci-fi and horror, you get films like Aliens. You know, John Carpenter's The Thing, Jaws, different things like that. You know,
So I didn't watch this trailer beforehand. I thought we were getting an alien type situation here. So the
Gotcha.
first time I'm sitting there watching this trailer live on this show, I'm sitting here like, oh shit, that wasn't expected.
I'll be honest, I've never even heard of the show, but now that I have, I'm going to go look it up. I have cable.
Absolutely.
We Chromecast everything now, streaming services.
Right. Well, I mean, that's why I cut the cord years ago. I can't even tell you when. And I just do the big 3 streamers, and then you know, I fire stick a lot of stuff. So usually after the episode has aired, I can watch it a couple days later. You know,
Except for football, I don't know why I still have cable.
oh, I've got a way to watch. Yeah, I got a way to watch the football games for free. So
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Keep that on the DL, Sean.
Y'all can keep y'all sports.
Roger
Right.
Goodell's going to come knocking down your door.
He's not going to come down my door because I put everything in your name.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, my Wi-Fi name is Michael Carnahan's Wi-Fi. Yeah. So,
Smart
yeah.
man, smart man.
Right. Right. Let's see. Now we have the Candlekeep Mystery Adventure Book.
That's a new D&D supplement coming out. It's going to be awesome.
I saw quite a bit on YouTube about it when I was looking for like a synopsis. There's a lot of reviews on it.
Yeah.
But
And that's what Christopher was going to talk about. And this is going to tie into something we're going to talk about later too. So go ahead and hit that one, Christopher.
Well, the Candlekeep Mysteries is going to be an anthology of mysteries. It's going to be a series of adventures, 17 total. You'll be able to run them as solo adventures or plug them into your own kind of campaign setting how you want. D&D 5th edition, that's what it is for. Yep. And it's for levels 1 through 16. And it's a really unique type of way they're doing it. It's in Candlekeep. Candlekeep is what it's called. Now, right. I don't know who all might be familiar with the Forgotten Realms, as that's the setting that it's in. But Candlekeep is like a repository of all knowledge in the Forgotten Realms. I mean, if you want to find something, you want to learn something about the Forgotten Realms, histories, gods, or whatever, you go to Candlekeep. So the way the adventures are broke down, for example, the Canuck Beginnings is a book that brings several puzzling organ transplants to light. So, you know, just by picking up a book, you're going to realize, hey, there's your quest, and you're going to take off on it. Right. There's another one that's there's a genie that's trapped in a book. You free him, you get a wish. And if you're in D&D, you know how powerful a wish spell is. Now,
did I understand you correctly? You can either read this as just a straight one of them pick your adventure books, or you can plug this into your actual tabletop D&D game that like Manic Hispanic plays and
it's
things
not
like that, correct?
It's not like you choose your own adventure type book. It's nothing like that at all. There's 17 separate adventures in it. And you can run each adventure as an individual adventure, or you can run the whole thing as a full campaign book like they've done previously in some of their older books, like Tyranny of Dragons and Princes of the Apocalypse and things like that. Or you can take them and say you're transitioning from one campaign into another campaign. This can be your transitioning adventure. So there's lots of things that you can do with it. Another interesting concept, and I know a lot of people have been having an issue with this. This adventure campaign setting has a lot of inclusivity into it. I'm thinking that's the word. For example, one of the adventures, the ramps and the dungeon is wheelchair accessible. The dungeon is designed for player characters who are in a wheelchair. So this includes other players, handicapped players that may feel excluded because everybody has legs or whatnot. This is a way of getting people like that into the game as well.
So if somebody that were actually handicapped wanted to play a character that was in a wheelchair, you could actually do that.
Exactly.
Cool. I like that. I like the inclusiveness of that. That's really cool.
And that's something that Wizards of the Coast has really went after this season that they've been going into really hard into that.
Right, and I have to say that I have enjoyed the Wizards of the Coast D&D format a lot more than the original TSR.
Yeah. I love
TSR was just so complicated, and then you had Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Where you had 1 and 2, then 3, 3.5. It just kept going, and you're just like, oh, and it's so many. It made it to where it wasn't fun for me because I just want to dungeon crawl and kill things and get magic weapons and have fun.
I'm a dungeon master. I've been a dungeon master since AD&D 2nd edition. And to me, 5th edition brings that feel of 2nd edition without the complexity of the THAC0 and having the skill sets that were 3 pages long. It simplifies things. Love it.
That's what I love about it, is that it is simplified, and I can explain D&D to my 10-year-old and my 6-year-old, even my 3-year-old, and they get it. It's just like, oh, roll the dice and fill out my thing and do this, and now we're playing the game. It doesn't take forever to create a character or start a campaign anymore.
Exactly.
In fact, Manny is actually playing a campaign right now. He has a Friday night D&D game, and they're actually playing. So we won't get to see Manny tonight unless he happens to hop on in between at some point, like he did that one time. And we're going to suggest, especially when Donald comes back, that at least for 1, maybe 2 Sci-Fi Visions a month, we actually play a campaign of D&D.
You can be done virtually through the D20 campaign. I've got an account set up through there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be amazing to do that, because then we could teach Michael how to play. And yes, Michael, you can wear a costume if you want to. Yes.
I have a D&D Beyond account, which is the Wizards of the Coast website that you can do all your stuff through. And I have pretty much all the source books and everything on that. So I can share that with y'all, and y'all can get knowledge on that. That way we can split the cost. That way it's not too cost intensive on anybody. But
that would be amazing. Yes.
And see, here's the thing with this book. It's a pre-order right now. It's for $49.99 for the physical price. But if you get it on D&D Beyond, you're only paying $29.99. It's I buy all my books through D&D Beyond now because they're cheaper that way, and they're just as good as the book. They're a digital format. They're easy to search, and it all links.
Well, the only reason, and I have a lot of the books, and I wait till the end of the year around Christmas time because they go and sell up to 50% off, sometimes 60% off. So I have to wait a year, but I will eventually get it. But yeah, those books are expensive. I mean, D&D is not. People say, "Oh, it's a tabletop game." It can be expensive.
No. Once you include
a lot.
Miniatures, and because I do complete 3D terrain, I build my own 3D terrain. And I run my miniatures. I paint my own miniatures. I run all those. Exactly. So, it gets expensive.
I mean, look at Michael's like, Jesus, Yeah, we are geeks, Michael. We really are. I've been role playing since I was a little kid. Yes.
That's my character right now.
Right. This is my son's character. He's actually he's a Dragonborn sorcerer.
I got a Dragonborn paladin I'm working on. Love it.
Right. And Michael's just like, what the fuck is a Dragonborn?
Maybe slightly. We got a comment here. Aaron says, never tried these games, but sounds kind of interesting.
Oh, so D&D was started back in the 70s.
Gary Gygax, White Box Edition.
In fact, there are documentaries about this. The guys that actually started this, and it goes into all the detail. It is a board game. You have to have dice. There are 6 sets of 6 dice that you use. The most popular being the 20-sided dice that you see here, D20, and you create a character, and it's in a fantasy-based world. You can be, basically, you can be a pirate. You can be a swordsman. Look, he's got a map right there. You've got all sorts of intricate maps. You have small figurines, and you just create these campaigns, and you use your own character development and imagination to actually play the game.
And your character grows with you.
Dungeon Master, he can lead the game, and there's no hiccups. it's a really fun thing to do. It teaches critical thinking. It's great for kids.
And it's a great socialization tool.
Yeah, and you know what? We don't have to worry about satanic panic anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to say. I remember
D&D is mainstream now.
I remember hearing stories about back in the day. I guess like in the 70s when it first started, like
80s.
People would talk about like I guess, and I don't know how true this is because I've never seen news stories and stuff on it, but I guess back in the day, people would like literally kill themselves over this shit and stuff like that. So people used to take the shit a little bit more seriously.
Yeah, you had the people like that did do that, but there were very few and far in between from the actual players.
Right.
I played during the 80s.
Okay. Nice. That's about the knowledge I have of remembering hearing about that. But other than that, yeah, I mean, really not much knowledge on the whole front of the game. Like, you guys are blowing my mind talking about.
Stick with us, kid. We'll get you learned up real quick.
Creating the characters, taking forever and stuff like that.
Can you send Stan a link real quick?
That's what I asked you to do. I don't have to do it on Facebook.
Okay, let me do that real quick. This will take me just a second. I didn't realize he was available.
It's a simple copy and paste, Sean.
Yes, I know this, but I have to actually...
Stan, by the way, before we send this to you, I do want to let you know you do obviously have to have a webcam, so make sure you have your webcam up whenever you click the link. Otherwise, it may not let you in until you get your webcam set up and everything. I'm not sure.
Okay, there we go. Stan Jones, and here comes the link. I'm going to send that directly to you. Hey.
Woo,
right, so there's the link, Stan. If you're watching and you see that link, just hit that link and you'll be on the show here in just a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's special about Stan being on the show is that Stan actually worked with my dad on the original closed circuit television.
Nice.
Sci Fi Visions back in the day. He was the original cameraman.
Okay. I think I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, so Stan and I have known each other for almost 25 years now. You know, going back, I met him back in 1999.
You're getting old, Sean. You're getting old.
There's nothing wrong with that. I still look younger than you.
Shut up.
Okay, you're in what, your 30s?
I'm 30.
You're 30, and I still look younger than you. Great.
You know what? Shut the hell up. Nobody likes you, Sean.
Some of us
Nobody likes a diva.
Sometimes.
Right. I mean, I don't care how old I am. It doesn't bother me. I'm just saying I'm always going to look better than Don Vito over there. Yeah. But no, I sent that link to you, Stan. Hold on. Man, I feel bad because I meant to. I thought he was a part of the link that we were doing. I thought he was on that message board.
Oh, no. I mean, unless you added him. Hold on. Aaron says, we're all old compared to you, Mike. You know what? Shut the hell up. I'm not a baby. I'm getting old now. I realize that every single day when I'm working, and I sit here, and usually when I sit like Indian style. And then after like 1 or 2 hours, I have to stretch my leg out because it hurts so bad. And I'm like, oh, God, I'm getting old.
Talk to me in about 10, 11 more years.
10 or 11 more? Okay. Making me feel better about this.
All right, so let's see. We're all old compared to you, Michael. Nice.
Yeah,
I like
man.
That was a good one. Okay. Now, Banners, let's go back. Our next thing that we were going to talk about, we are going to work our way back to D&D.
Yes.
Dude, it's fascinating. We can talk about D&D all day. We should just do a whole show on D&D. Wonder Woman 1984 smashed digital record.
Love that movie.
Absolutely. So, and we'll get into the trailer here in a second. We do have a video from Warner Brother Pictures on YouTube.
I don't know if y'all know this or not, but if you have the HBO Max app.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, you get this. I watched it on release date at the comfort of my home.
For free?
For free.
Wow. Okay, so I was figuring it was free.
King Kong or Godzilla versus King Kong. I'm gonna watch that March 31st from the comfort of my living room.
Oh hell yeah, dude! HBO has been the best investment I ever made. I love HBO. Yeah. Okay, so let's watch this trailer.
This world is not yet ready for all that you will do. Your time will come, Diana. And everything will be different.
Citizens of the world, I'm here to change your life. Anything you want, anything you dream of, you can have it. You look like you saw a ghost. Diana, look at you. It's like not one day has passed.
I don't want to be like anyone. I want to be an apex predator. You've always had everything, while people like me have had nothing. Well, now it's my turn. Get used to it.
I've never been one for rules. The answer is always more. The way I fly, they will never find us.
I forgot to tell you.
What?
Radar.
Will they shoot at us?
Barbara, what did you do?
You know, I'm not so keen on this one. I figure you are, but you know what? I'm ready to go.
I think we can do better.
Parachute pants?
Yeah,
Does everybody parachute now?
Okay, so I'm just going to throw the numbers out there because these are mind-blowing. We're going to start with the big number. Oh, or actually, we'll start with the smaller number. 14.9 million complete plays. That equals 2.25 billion minutes. Billion with a B streamed of this movie so far. And that according to Nielsen. The biggest numbers ever recorded by a Nielsen rating system.
See, a lot of people thought this was going to flop. A lot of people thought nobody's going to stream it. Nobody's going to want to watch it. Look how many people watched it just because it was on streaming, because it was available. Now, I do miss going to the movies.
I would much rather watch a movie at home.
Yeah, you know, I would like to watch most of them at home. I only go to the theater once, maybe twice a year, and it has to be something that has a lot of hype, something that I really want to see, like the X-Men, New Mutants. I really wanted to see that in the theater, so a friend of mine went to go see that. And it was worth it, you know. Sometimes that big movie theater experience is great. It's Lord of the Rings, for example. So all of them.
I would definitely want to go see that in the movie.
Yeah. But go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
Well, see, that's one of the things that worries me about this COVID situation we got going on in the current, the current look of the country and makeup. Now that something like this has been so successful, is this where we're going? Are we going to just say, screw the movie theaters now? And
they're already going under.
Is this where Hollywood's going to go from now on? Hey, we're going to either charge you a premium or we'll give it to you for free on HBO Max.
Or you can wait and just stream it later, you know?
Yeah, true.
I'll be right back. I got to run to the bathroom real quick.
I'm sure. If they did that, the copyright problem would the pirating problem would probably go away quite a bit.
Yeah,
but I must admit I haven't watched it yet, but it looks like a fantastic film. Now I believe I was about to say I believe you said you have watched it. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about it.
It was a great movie. I mean, the action sequences were pretty good. I did a couple of the special effects sequences were kind of corny and just didn't make sense. But they were so far in few and in between that they didn't matter because it was a great movie. I mean, I've loved all the Wonder Woman movies that have come out so far. I've loved the way DC is taking that particular franchise.
Well, and I mean, this is an interesting situation because, following the trailer, it looks like this character that is the villain this time is a character that, is almost jealous of Wonder Woman. Am I understanding that correctly? And her success or her fame and popularity?
There's a little bit more to it than that. I don't want to spoil it in case anybody else has ever seen it. And I'm terrible with just spouting stuff out. So I'm probably not the best one you want to talk about that because I'll just tell you the whole daggone thing.
Right. Well, I mean, it definitely, like I said, it looks like a freaking fantastic movie. Like I said, 2.25 billion minutes.
Well, I can say this. I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed the Suicide Squad, the Harley Quinn movie that just came out not too long ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Wonder Woman movie better than that one. But that's
and that one was a traditional release in theaters, wasn't it?
Now, which one did you enjoyed Wonder Woman more?
Then the Harley Quinn movie that came out a few months ago. I enjoyed the Wonder Woman movie more than that.
Now, see, I haven't seen Wonder Woman yet. I heard a lot of good things. I heard a lot of bad things. But more good than bad, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I guess there's a plot hole in it that I haven't gotten past yet. So probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll probably sit back and watch it and see.
It's a good movie. It really is.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to trust you on that. I'm going to watch it because you said it's a good movie. All right.
That's not kicking me off the show.
Yeah. I mean, no. But one thing that we do is we do like to all watch the same thing at the same time. We're close to it. And then we like to rate things. So, and our rating is usually, it's kind of like 5 stars, for the best and a 1, or 0 for the worst, I guess you could say. So on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate it?
I'd probably give it a 3.5, maybe a 4. Like I was explaining to him, there's a couple of action sequences that don't make sense and it hurts to watch it. But they're so far few and in between that you can just not pay attention to it, and it just keeps on flowing great.
That definitely makes me want to watch it. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to do that. Listen to me talking like Rain Man. We're definitely going to have to do that, definitely. Okay, so our next thing that's on here, Jon Favreau says that the big Mandalorian cameo was unplanned. Who has not seen...
I did not know that.
Have you seen any of The Mandalorian yet, Michael?
I have started it, but I'm only like 1 or 2 episodes.
Okay, so
I keep getting interrupted.
What? You don't know about the big cameo?
You got to catch up.
No. But I mean, once again, it's one of those things that cool. I'll probably forget by the time I get to it.
No, he won't forget. So we're not going to mention the name. We're not going to say who it is. Let's just say that everyone else in America,
did their face melt?
Except for Michael right there, knows what I'm talking about. The end of the last season's episode. They didn't plan on that. They didn't plan on that cameo to happen. Yeah. And the fact that it happened, it was kind of a spur of the moment. And that's what that article was about that we were reading today. That Jon Favreau's a great filmmaker.
Dude, great actor too. I love watching him act too.
Yeah, I mean, he made Iron Man. Iron Man 2 is questionable, but he's done a lot of good things with The Mandalorian. I love the fact that he's made me feel like a kid watching Star Wars again.
Right.
And, when Michael sees that last episode of season 2, I know he's going to be like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it made my jaw drop just like the very first time I ever watched Star Wars.
Right. That's how it felt. Every time I watch an episode of The Mandalorian, I'm just like, I feel like I'm back in 77, man. Great. So the next thing, I'll move on because I don't want to, if I keep talking about it, I'll spoil it. Marvel Comics announces a new space age. So what they're talking about there is there's a new Guardians of the Galaxy lineup. And
I'm assuming this is to combat what we talked about on the last episode from DC.
Not really. I mean, I'm just, it was an interesting story. The lineup changes. So, like, on their assembly comics, where you have, like, the Avengers or the X-Men or Guardians of the Galaxy, um, the lineup changes a lot. So, the Guardians of the Galaxy is going to change. The replacements, John's role in the replacements was hilarious. Yes, I would absolutely say so.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I apologize. My mouth was full.
His mouth is usually full. He's sick. But anyway, Marvel Comics did announce that there's going to be a new Space Age, a lineup change for the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, since that first film came out, it's changed several times anyway. So you still have Star-Lord, you still have, now I can't think, the
Gamora.
Green Lady, I can't think of her name, Gamora, and Ricky Rocket and Groot.
Rocket.
But there are a few more that have changed where you have one of the Hulk's offspring. He's joining the group, and a few more that they haven't talked about. There are going to be some cameos from the Silver Surfer, which is one of my favorite characters.
Who would win in a fight, Baby Yoda or Groot?
I mean, Groot would just stomp on him until he died.
Yeah, but Baby Yoda can just go Groot.
Right. Well, I don't think Gogru would realize what Groot was doing, because Groot's kind of sweet and nice. He would definitely, like, fool him, and then he'd just pick him up and be like, smash, like the Hulk did Loki, and it would be over. Yeah. But no, definitely everybody that is into the comics definitely should check out the Space Age there. And to me, I always enjoyed Marvel Comics timeline more than DC, but I like DC stories, the writers at DC, more than I do Marvel usually.
DC has too many multiverses going at one time.
Well, DC tends to kill too many characters and bring them back.
Yeah.
They started doing this really cool thing in the early 90s. They killed off all the major characters, and they had replacements for them all.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool. I enjoyed that. But the sales went down, and so they brought every one of those characters back, and that kind of sucked, because I you know what? Fucking let them die.
Yeah. I'm personally a DC fanboy, so I'm like, if you want a good story, go to DC. You want good action, go to Marvel.
Right. If you want both, go to Vertigo.
Sean said, fuck them, let them die.
Fuck them, let them die. Yeah, I don't care that Superman died. He was overpowered. Everything about him,
But he's the golden boy.
When they did the death of Superman in the 90s, it was really cool because they brought in 4 Supermen to replace him, and that was really
that one. That series was phenomenal.
You're a communist if you want Superman to die.
No, I want them all to die. I really do.
Is it because they're boomers, Sean?
Yes, they are. No. I'm kidding. There should be a progression in the story. That's one thing about comics that I guess made me lose interest after a while, is because the villains never evolve to the next level. Okay? Yeah, they get beat by heroes every single time. I mean, a real villain, he'd just start laying waste to these motherfuckers and killing them left and right.
And I think that's actually the thing that keeps Star Wars so popular, is they actually let the villains win one for once.
Yeah. Exactly.
Aaron says he's a DC fanboy as well. But I think that's what's kept Star Wars going and, made it the monster that it is. Because, everybody knows you ain't going to be undefeated. The Harlem Globetrotters. I mean, come on now. Hopefully one day we'll see them actually lose a game.
Yeah, but that's all set up. We know that, yeah.
Well, I mean, entertainment's set up too, Sean, but yeah.
Right. Okay, so we have about 15 minutes before Christopher has to leave. So The Chariot is a film that's actually being filmed here where Michael and I live in Little Rock, Arkansas, and it's about reincarnation. It's about a corporation that reincarnates people. So that's something that Michael and I are going to try to look into to see if we can get some behind-the-scenes footage or something for you guys. We're going to be working on it in the next couple of weeks because it has John Malkovich. And if I get a chance to meet him, man, that's going to be fucking amazing. So
we have a news story from our local Fox affiliate on that.
Right. And then Lord of the Rings has a television series coming.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be on Amazon.
Yes.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime is going to do that. They've been talking about it for quite a while. It's supposed to be a prequel, I think, to Lord of the Rings. Kind of in between The Hobbit.
It's going to set before The Hobbit, from my understanding,
Okay.
in the time of Morgoth and some of the more ancient elves, so to speak.
Right. And this is something Michael doesn't know because he's not a geek at all, or a nerd at this point. Lord of the Rings, I mean, you're talking 10,000 years of history before Lord of the Rings even came out.
Exactly.
Even did, actually. Yeah, like Gandalf is like 10,000 years old when you first see him in Lord of the Rings.
Now,
So
the Silmarillion, or I can never pronounce it right. That right there is like the prequel to everything. It's your basic history. It's your Bible of the Lord of the Rings, how things came into existence.
Right.
I
did. And then we go back right around full circle to there's going to be a D&D series. Now, I knew there was going to be a couple of movies that they were talking about making. I didn't know about a series.
Yes.
So let us know about that, Christopher.
They're still in the talks with it right now. They're pitching it out. There's been nothing concrete as of yet, but they are pitching it. And so far, there's been good, I want to say not reviews, but good vibes coming out of the studio saying that it's looking like they may go forward with it. The D&D movie is supposed to have what's his name? Chris Pine? He's supposed to be in it.
Oh, so these are going to be major motion pictures. Because I know, like, back in, I want to say the 80s or early 90s, they made a Dungeons and Dragons movie.
I'm going to have to look that up real quick.
Or two. That was actually like 2000. They made one.
And was it 2000?
They've got two Dungeons and Dragons movies. They have the first one, and then they have Dungeons and Dragons 2, The Wrath of the Gods, which is very hard to find. My loving wife actually found the DVD for me, and it will be here Sunday.
Oh, Aaron says that he's a DC fanboy too, by the way. Want to shout out to Aaron.
Yeah, I said that earlier. Come on, follow along, Sean.
It must have been when I went to the bathroom, sorry.
Yes, Chris Pine is supposed to be cast in it, and Ansel Elgort is cast in it as well. The D&D movie. It's going to be May 27th, 2022.
One thing I wish that they would really do is capitalize on the cartoon from the 80s.
Oh, I know, right?
I really wish that they would.
Loved it.
Yeah, because there was a commercial made just a few years ago.
And it was perfect, beautiful.
It really was. It was done so well. It was an homage to the cartoon that was in the 80s. Michael probably never saw this.
Nope. You can find them on YouTube. I just watched them a couple nights ago.
You had all the characters. You even had Venger. And Venger's the best villain. And it's just such a great storyline, that 3 years. If you ever get a chance to watch anything about Dungeons and Dragons, watch the cartoon, because that would be the reason why we love it so much.
Tiamat,
yes, I love Tiamat.
Yes,
Tiamat is the queen of all dragons. She's like a demigod in the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes,
yeah,
and she's in the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon.
Yes, yeah. One of the main protagonists in the cartoon. In fact, in the cartoon, you would say that she was chaotic evil, because she
is chaotic evil.
Yeah, she switched allegiances a couple of times.
Yeah,
whereas Venger,
she plays by her own book.
Right. That's why I love Tiamat so much.
Oh, she's my favorite.
And yeah, we got to get. And again, I never got back. Stan never did reply to me. I was going to try to get him on here. Next week, I'm going to reach out to Stan. I'm going to make sure he's on here with Donald. There's going to be 5 of us, maybe 6 if I can get Antonio on board. Sweet. And we need to discuss actually doing a campaign of D&D 5th edition, and we can start out with level 1 characters. And whoever wants to be the DM can volunteer, and we'll go from there. I would prefer not to, because I like to play,
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already know.
Right. But Michael doesn't have any clue at all. Michael's going to get so hooked on this, and then Michael's going to be like, I want to be DM. We're going to be like, go right ahead, dude.
Do you ever have kids and you want to prevent pregnancy? Get them in D&D.
Yes.
They'll never do anything else but D&D.
Right? Didn't stop me, though.
I mean, you got a whole damn football team.
Right.
Hey, I didn't. I was never sports inclined. I've been a nerd Oh,
back
my
to
life.
the I'm trying to watch the time here because I don't want to go
We got
over.
about 10 minutes, 11 minutes, excuse me.
Disney Plus. Disney Plus is releasing Dinosaurs, the television series. In fact, it started playing today. And I'm trying to add this. Why is it not doing it, Michael?
Because you clicked out of it. I got you. There you go.
There we go. So anyway, Dinosaurs is coming to Disney Plus. Disney. This was a huge thing back in the 90s.
I know. Not
Yeah,
the
it was a
mama.
great
Not the
show.
mama.
Right.
Love
All
it.
the catchphrases, not the mama. I mean, geez, if anybody knows about Thank God It's Friday on ABC,
TGIF.
TGIF, all that lineup and everything.
Yep.
Dinosaurs was such a huge part of that. And even the last episode, Michael reminded me of that.
Dude, yeah. I was about to say, any list you look at of memorable final episodes, along with The Sopranos finale, along with, Friends finale, is always the Dinosaurs finale. And I mean, it's the silliest little damn show. But, they did something so, like, holy shit, because,
It was different.
The asteroid, yeah. And, I don't think they obviously left it because of the type of show it is. They obviously left it where you were like, we know what happened, but we didn't see what happened type of situation, I believe.
Right. But, yeah, they kind of left it open. I mean, it could have been how the dinosaurs went away or whatever. But, yeah, it wasn't as open as The Sopranos, I guess you could say. But, no, it was an interesting, it was a fun show. You what? Wait, what's that?
I've never watched The Sopranos.
Wow. Okay, so we got to get you on Shenanigans someday just to treat you the way we're treating Michael.
Right. I'm going to need you.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to use your HBO Max subscription for what it was intended for, viewing The Sopranos.
So that's what it was for. Gotcha.
Yeah. Do you like anything about gangster genre at all?
No, it's not my.
Did you ever watch the Godfather movies?
A sword and sorcery guy only.
Okay.
Dragon
so that makes
swords. That's me.
That makes sense. That's a really cool thing, man. Like I've never seen Breaking Bad, and everybody's going on and on about it. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you ever want to watch quintessential gangster, like mafia.
Oh, it is.
The Sopranos is up there with The Godfather. It is just amazing.
I'm gonna have to give it a peep. I'll give it a peep. How's that?
Hey, there we go. Give me one episode.
Be careful, because once you watch one, you're going to want to watch them all. It's crazy.
You will.
It's crazy good.
We'll at least watch one.
Okay. Well, it's 7:52. We went through all of our stuff that we were going to talk about tonight. I am going to mention that they are making a new Cloverfield. And
like the movie that they made back in 08? Are they redoing it?
No.
Haven't they?
Yeah, they've done 3.
Oh, yeah, they did do one in like 2012 again too.
Yeah, and then there was a Netflix original the
third?
The Cloverfield Paradox, yes. And that was really interesting because it kind of explained how everything happened. Well, I'm not even going to tell you. You need to go watch it. Okay? Go watch Cloverfield Paradox, and it's going to explain a lot of the things from the first 2 movies.
Okay.
J.J. Abrams is on board with this one. Now, I don't know if he's directing or just producing, but they say he's actually going to be on board, and it's not going to be a found footage movie. So it's going to be more in your face. This is happening in real time, and that's something that I'm looking forward to because it's going to be different than the original Cloverfield. Because when the Blair Witch Project came out, there was this whole slew of found footage movies fell into the end of that.
And it climaxed with the worst paranormal movie ever, Paranormal Activity.
Oh.
God, that was so terrible.
Right. And you should never use the word climax on our show again, Michael. That's gross.
But anyway, with that being said, so terrible. Can we just talk about that for a second? How terrible that fucking movie was. I remember ads were coming out and they're like, it's the scariest film you'll ever see. And shit. It was so funny.
I mean, I have to say, I enjoyed most of the first Paranormal Activity up until that final scene. And then I was like, ew, that's what you're giving me?
Right.
Like, no. Yeah. I mean,
have you ever watched the alternate ending?
That's what you're giving me? But
have you ever watched the alternate ending? The alternate ending should have been the ending.
No, I never have. Is it better?
So essentially, You don't own the DVD or anything. You're never gonna watch it, right?
No.
Okay, so essentially what ends up happening is she throws dude's body back in and then comes back in like fucking into the scene and like slits her throat. That's pretty fucking cool. The rest of the movie was
I could run with that. I mean, I like endings that are unforgettable. Like one of my favorite films of all time is The Mist. Have you seen it?
Are you talking about the original, like old one?
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, you need to watch The Mist immediately. It is a phenomenal movie, great adaptation of Stephen King novel, and one of the most unforgettable endings to a film ever made.
I love Stephen King movies. I can't stand his books, though. They put me to sleep.
Right.
I will watch that.
Right. Well, definitely watch it because it's good. It's definitely good.
What is that you tell me? Strike yourself roughly? I'm going to need Chris to strike himself roughly.
Nice. I like how you say that. Ooh, girl, strike yourself roughly.
Dude, right now, like, I don't know why, but I've got some sort of laryngitis or some shit going on. But with that being said, I have a book you must read by Stephen King. It's 11/22/63. It's about the JFK assassination, and it is fucking amazing.
The book is really good. But
Y'all want to give me too much homework. I'm good on
homework. If you don't like Stephen King's writings, Hulu did a miniseries. You can actually watch it on Hulu.
Okay.
And it's not bad. I really
if you're
enjoy
into
it.
history, you'll dig it.
Oh, I like some history. So I'll give The Mist a try. We'll do the other episode, and we'll see about the other things.
Okay, sounds good, brother. I expect a full page report on the first episode of The Sopranos when we get back next Friday.
Yeah, tell me how it works out for you.
A full page report on every series of Star Trek next week, Michael.
You know what? Fuck you.
Hey, I expect you to have a D&D character rolled up.
Right?
Oh, shit.
Go out and buy you a player's handbook and create a character, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or just go buy the starters kit.
I'll throw you the link to D&D. I'll throw you a link to my D&D Beyond account. You can create a character through one of my campaigns. It takes you step by step on how to create your character.
Okay.
Probably won't be tonight. I'll get it to you tomorrow, though.
Hey, works for me, brother.
So, we've gone through all of our stuff. Like we said, we're going to go ahead and end. We've done an hour. I think that we did good tonight. Sometimes we do more. Sometimes we do less. It just depends. Christopher, great addition to Sci Fi Visions,
Absolutely.
Man. I'm glad to be here, guys.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Told you had no reason to be nervous.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is just what we do. A shout out to Stan, man.
Absolutely.
I thought you were on the link for the Facebook page, and maybe I was wrong.
Add him to the group.
Yeah, I got to try to add you to the group and get you on there. I'm going to chat with you later tonight and make sure that you are on every episode from now on. And we should have Donald back next week, next Friday.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't forget, tomorrow, actually, new time, we're going to be doing the vinyl podcast. I almost said shenanigans. We're going to be doing the vinyl podcast covering the best cover songs that happened, or some of the worst, whichever we thought were better, whether it be the original or the cover. And I believe we're going to do that at noon tomorrow.
Yep, 12 o'clock noon. You'll see me, Michael, and Brad, and we'll be doing that. That's the vinyl, and we're going to be talking about music. So, yeah, we're going to have fun doing that. All right, so for Sci Fi Visions, for Christopher, for Michael, and myself, Donald and Stan also, who weren't with us tonight, one because I messed up the invite. We're going to make sure that we fix that. But for Sci Fi Visions, we'll be back next week. And be sure to check out all the other podcasts on Podcast Network 49. We have a whole slew of them now.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Right. Exactly. Comment, share, subscribe. Let everybody know about us. We'll see you next week. Have a good
Sci Fi Visions. Here we go.